As I was looking through your hundreds of amazing questions about singleness, I noticed a lot of you wrote about loneliness. And I relate to that so much because when I was in my single 20s, as I call them, I felt so lonely. I remember like going out with friends and trying to fill my days as full as I could so I didn't have to sit and feel lonely, but then I'd come home and go to bed and there's nobody else in my apartment. It's just me. And I just would feel so alone. And the thing that made it even worse was that I thought I shouldn't feel lonely. I thought if I felt lonely, I wasn't trusting God, Jesus wasn't enough for me, and I was doing something wrong. And that just put this ridiculous pressure on me that was not from God at all. And so I just want to share something that I'm hoping can set your heart free to know, first of all, that it's normal to feel lonely and it's okay, but also how to cope with that and what to do to help yourself in those moments. So welcome back to another episode of Life Advice You Do Not Hear in Church. My name's Tiffany Dawn, and usually my husband James is with me, but he's actually out skeet shooting with a bunch of his guy friends. So that's fun. I'm a little bit jealous, not gonna lie. So hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and meet James next time. And I want to hear from you guys in the comments what helps you when you're feeling lonely. So first, before I get into 3 ways to cope with loneliness, I just want to first say it's okay if you're feeling lonely. I remember throughout my 20s feeling extremely lonely, and I thought there was something wrong with me for that. I thought I wasn't content or I wasn't fulfilled in Jesus. You know, I'd hear all the time like, Jesus is all I need. Like, it's just me and Jesus, that's all I need. And when you're talking about eternity, sure, that's true. But when you're talking about life on earth, that is not what the Bible teaches at all. And so I just want to take some pressure off of you because this myth makes me so angry because it makes us live under a burden that God did not give us. So what does the Bible teach about life on this earth? It teaches that we need other people, that we were born with a God-given desire for relationship and community. I mean, even look at Adam in the Garden of Eden, right? He's physically walking with God, and God says, it's not good for man to be alone. I remember being single and reading that and being like, if he was alone, walking physically with God, I'm totally even way more alone, you know? And just to realize like God recognizes that he put these desires for relationships and community inside us. And the fact that we feel lonely or we feel alone does not mean we're doing something wrong. We were created with these desires. And when we're missing a relationship, whether that's we feel like all our friends have moved away, or we're single, or we've lost a parent, or whatever it may be, it's okay to feel lonely. That is normal. I think part of the problem with our struggle with loneliness is just thinking that we shouldn't be feeling it. Okay, so here are 3 things that helped me personally deal with the loneliness. I'm like a very emotional person, so I definitely like felt it very dramatically and deeply and expressed it that way. And these 3 things really helped carry me through. Thing number 1 was finding something to get excited about, to get passionate about, to invest in. Nothing makes loneliness worse than just like sitting by yourself at home and doing nothing and feeling stuck. It's so easy to do that when you feel lonely, but it just makes it worse. You get like sucked into it like quicksand. And so what I had to do was honestly be very like intentional. Like, okay, I am going to find things to get involved with that I care about. And for me, one of the biggest lifesavers was writing my book and traveling and speaking. It gave me something that I was passionate about, that I was working toward. It gave me a goal, something I was excited for and could celebrate. And that helped so much in those lonely moments to have something else to think about and to have this thing I was working toward. And so that could be anything from like learning photography or learning a language to going on missions trips, to volunteering, to joining a hiking group, to joining a running group, whatever it is, having something that you're excited about and that you're investing your time in. Second thing that really helped me was trying to look outside myself. It's so easy, at least for me, when I feel lonely to get like tunnel vision inside. And again, that just makes it worse. It's so easy to do, but it just makes it worse. And so I had to look outside myself. So looking for other people that I could reach out to. I had a friend who said, I know there's always somebody out there who's got it worse than I do. And I really connected with that statement. Like, okay, there's other people struggling. There's other people working through loneliness or loss or some kind of difficulty. How can I help that person? Maybe that's bringing a meal and cleaning the kitchen of someone who's a new mom or who's really sick or has a chronic illness. Maybe that's doing yard work for a neighbor or reaching out to someone at church or at school who's new there and they don't really know anybody yet, and you invite them to hang out and get coffee sometime. Whatever that looks like, just stepping outside of ourselves into the world of others is so helpful. And the third thing is don't get stuck. What do I mean by that? We have this idea in our heads, again in Christian circles sometimes, that if we really trust God, we will do nothing about finding a spouse. You've heard me talk about this before. That is a bunch of baloney. You can go out and find people to date if you would like to. It is okay to do that. It is okay to join an online dating service. It's okay during COVID to do virtual dates online through an online dating service. That is okay. That is allowed. It's not like you doing that is gonna make God be like, well, she really doesn't trust me. Otherwise she wouldn't be doing anything about this. She'd just sit home and stay stuck. No, like, everything in life we are supposed to pursue. Like the Bible talks about, you sow and you reap what you sow. Like you plant seeds and that fruit comes up. And in every other part of life we do that. We don't expect to get pregnant without having sex first. People talk about trying to get pregnant. We don't expect to make friends if we're not going out and trying to meet people. We don't expect to get into college if we don't fill out an application online. Like, why do we think dating is different? I don't understand where this idea comes from. But just don't let yourself feel like you're stuck here. There's nothing that causes you to feel more powerless than thinking you can't do anything. You have no choice, you're just stuck in this place. So don't get stuck. And I know it can take a long time to find someone who you feel like you really connect with, like this is the person I want to be with, and I'm not diminishing that. What I'm saying is don't think you have to do nothing. Sometimes just realizing I can join an online dating service. Just that one step can make you feel more empowered and like, okay, I'm not stuck. I can take steps forward. And I want to hear in the comments what else helps you when you're feeling lonely, especially during seasons of singleness. Love you ladies, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye.